Most Swiss watches are actually made in China, and the reason that replicas often look just as good as the original is that they are made in the same factory. Let me explain what the Swiss companies do to kind of squeeze you out of money. So when you think Swiss made, you're imagining this bespoke factory in Switzerland with mountains in the background, with artisans working really hard to make exquisite timepieces. That's not the case. They make almost every component of most Swiss watches in China. And these are major brands. I'm talking Omega, Tag Heuer, Tissot. All of these companies do most of their manufacturing in China and don't tell you as a consumer. So how do they get away with calling it Swiss made if most of it is manufactured in China? Well, it's a little loophole that they have in Swiss manufacturing laws, where as long as 60% of the total cost of construction happens in Switzerland, they can call it Swiss made. But think about how it works in China. It doesn't cost a lot to manufacture. Almost all of the movement's the thing that makes this thing tick, is done in China. And then they'll take one component that might be a little bit more expensive. Usually it's something like the rotor, the thing that makes it automatically wind, and they'll just slap that on and they'll make sure that that is 60% of the cost. Now, it also has to be manufactured in Switzerland, but what does that actually mean? It just means that they have to put this little crystal on here, the lens of the watch. As long as they slap that on in Switzerland and add the rotor here in the back, and then some engineer in Switzerland originally designed it, they can call it a Swiss watch. So again, if you're paying $6,000-7,000 for a watch, you should know that it's mostly made in China and it probably costs less than $200 to make. And frankly, I mean, not that I should tell you to go buy a replica watch, but legitimately they are made with the same machinery, same tools as a Swiss-made watch. Anyway, hopefully this is of value to you and it keeps you from spending $5,000 on a watch that was made for pennies on the dollar. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Trump's tariffs are still in place, China's still out here exposing luxury brands, and I'm still here covering it. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into it.
Did you know that 80% of the world's luxury watches come from this building? That's right. This is Guangzhou Station West, also known as the Men's Paradise. The assembled watches here can be 99% similar to the originals, but the price is only 1/10 or even less than 1%. 99% of the models on the market can be found here as perfect substitutes. As you can see, the details of the watch, the functions, and the undefined movement are comparable to those of the counter versions. This place is famous for assembling watches and has been attracting tens of thousands of dealers every day for 20 years because of the superb craftsmanship and quality of the products, which are then shipped to all parts of the world. If you are interested, you can check the link on the homepage to contact.
Following class, logo Swiss made, all detail here is engraved. This is our number 12, honey. After number 12, let me do our number 2. Number 2 is our GMT bed gold, 14mm size, 2 different ceramic bezel, rotated very smooth in both directions. Also have date window, give you a look at our laser crown, how clean, how nice, and the zero never in ring. And all of you listen, this watch.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Those looked so convincing. And look, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't necessarily believe that all of these so-called manufacturers coming out of the woodworks right now are being forthright and honest that they are OEM manufacturers or whatever. I think you most certainly are going to find a couple of opportunists here and there. However, the probability of getting duped is so much higher right now because those were very good replicas. I don't pretend to know a lot about Mel's watches. I don't pretend to know a lot about a lot of things. I'm just shocked and amazed at how absolutely bang on those were. But again, not everyone opening their mouths and talking right now is telling the truth.
I'm literally crying over my nails right now because they're so ugly. Oh my god, okay. This is what I wanted, okay? This is the pastels, and this is what I got. Hi boss, today I'll show you the real power of our Zonix watch factory. Let's go! This is our injection molding workshop. 20 machines producing 500,000 parts every month. Cool!
one of our warehouses, packed with ready-to-ship stocks. Need your orders fast? We dispatch same day. No hypes, just facts. Rolex watch delivers wholesale and custom orders.
If this is the first time for you to buy watches in Guangzhou, that's the information you need to know. Watches come in different sizes. A small dial makes your wrist slimmer, while a larger one makes you a stronger arrow. First of all, you need to determine your budget range. The Rolex Data Dress is the best choice for cost-effective. For more advanced options, there's sports and professional models. Let's look at the Submariners tier. Daytona, a wrist match, equipped with free ideal, has high value for collection. The difference between authentic and fake products lies in that scale edge of the genuine ceramic ring is sharp, while the fake watch is often blurred. However, when you come to Guangzhou, you cannot see any problems just by looking at the appearance. What you need to be careful about is that the low quality movement inside will be sold at a high price. My suggestion is you can try it first or buy it for a legal way. I'm Sean. See you next time.
Are Swiss watches really made in China? I went to Shenzhen to find out. It's the epicenter of Chinese watch manufacturing, and according to this one expert,
Tissot make about 4 million watches a year, 300 watchmakers in Switzerland. Do the math.
there's compelling evidence that Swiss made on the dial doesn't mean the watch was made or constructed in Switzerland. There were certainly plenty of Swiss watch knockoffs for sale, and the quality varied from watch to watch, shop to shop, and factory to factory. There were even some original vintage watches for sale, but you have to be so careful here.
Because that's for gazing.
And when I did find the higher quality knockoffs, they all pointed me in the direction of one particular factory. Unfortunately, they wouldn't let me film inside, but I can tell you the quality was very high. Certainly, lots of micro brands manufacture in Shenzhen, as well as lots of big brands. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thanks for watching.
Are Rolex watches made in China? This is the question I'm getting asked all the time, getting tagged in videos about. And it's mainly due to all the Chinese factory expose videos where they're talking about luxury goods being made in China. And in all the videos I'm seeing so far, there's just so much misinformation and bullshit. Thousands of people in the comments talking about Rolex watches take a year to make. Rolex watches are made in China, they're not made in China. Swiss watches can't be made outside of Switzerland. Rolex watches are made by hand. So I'll tell you what I know as someone who was fired from the watch industry. I know everyone gets upset when I keep on bringing it up, but there's a free one for you. I was fired from the watch industry for talking about watches being made in Asia. So I'll tell you a bit about what I know, what I believe to be the case with Rolex, and why I don't think we're going to see videos coming out about Chinese watch factories and the Swiss watches that are made there. So what I know to be true, and having seen with my own beady little eyes while working at Swatch Group, who own Omega, Longines, Tissot, Hamilton, yada yada yada, is that they have bracelets, dials, cases, hands, movement components, all made in China. I've seen the packaging for them, I've seen the country of origin stamped on them. I know that to be true 100%, and that's part of the reason I was fired.
Guess what, guys? We caught another fake Rolex. This one came with a fake Rolex box and most of the accessories. It was missing a warranty card, which is always a red flag. The fake factories typically come out with new batches on a biannual basis. This must be the next best batch because I have not seen a fake watch like this. Let's go through the basic checklist of how to establish whether a watch is fake or not and prove that this watch would fool the majority of even seasoned dealers. So the first test, the entire bezel, which is Cerachrome, actually glows red when you shine a UV torch at it. To our surprise, it actually passed that test. The second test is related to hand stack. The hands should go in this order, but because they're actually replicating this Rolex movement, they have the hand stack correct. Test number 3, for a GMT Master 2, you have to be able to set the local time separate from the GMT time. It passes that test as well. Test number 4, at 6 o'clock on every Rolex crystal, there's a laser edge crown. We're actually looking for 2 ovals within that laser edge crown. This one only has 1, which doesn't necessarily mean it would be fake. It might just mean that it's a reference from a year prior to 2024. This would probably conclude the authentication processes throughout the industry. So here at WristCheck, we've been developing a database of reference images of both authentic and fake watches of every major Rolex reference. With that database, we're able to compare the images that we have of an authentic version. And of course, this was not consistent with an authentic Rolex GMT Master 2. Every Rolex is a superlative chronometer. The delta should be at least a 5 or less, and the average rate should be very close to 0. So when you do buy a watch from WristCheck, know that you're walking away with something that's 100% authentic. So you already know we're going to be using this for our next episode of Real versus Fake. So be on the lookout for that on YouTube.
So in preparation for this video, I did a bit of research. I found out that there's a number of luxury watch brand manufacturers that quietly lowered their prices over the past 6 to 12 months. And in that time frame, they didn't state why they dropped their prices, and it's only for a select few of their line items, specific watch types that they lowered the prices of. And my suspicion is there is an element of truth to the fact that these replicas are getting really, really good, and it's getting harder and harder to distinguish the real from the fake. And as such, I think the luxury brands are sort of dropping the prices for those in case any customers get duped, and also to limit the revenue that these replica watches generate. The idea behind this would be to reduce the money that these replicas make until you figure out a strategy going forward of either A, how would you mitigate the risk of these replicas flooding the market, or B, do you then phase out those specific line items, watches, and types of watches that have been replicated that are indistinguishable from the original?
The Rolex Submariner from China is similar to the original. Both are sapphire glass, the case is the same 904 steel. The crown is polished good. The luminous beads also easy to copy. The scale is no difference. The calendar is good. Inner ring engraved also perfect. Both sides of the scale are full. The only difference is the movement. Clear engraving on the back cover of the original move. The jewel of the flywheel cannot be compared with the so I finally know why so many people are wearing the copy one.
So many fake in the market right now. The most widely produced fake Rolex is the Rolex Submariner, because it's easy to produce. I'll tell you one thing. That one thing alone is more than enough for you all to understand why you all should not be wearing a fake. Self-confidence, guys. Once you wear a fake, your confidence is not the same as you wear original. Because once you wear a fake and you walk into a place where there's a lot of people who love watches, people who wear the original are going to figure out it's a fake. So once you wear the fake and it gives some light off, there is going to be reflection shown on that. That alone is more than enough. And your confidence level is not the same. The thing is, once you wear a watch, you create memories with it. We've always been telling our customers, the clients, anyone who loves watches, create memories with your watches. It can be any watch. It doesn't have to be a Rolex, Patek or a AP. Get something with that budget point, something which you pay for a fake. That money, put it into something which is good. There are other watches you can explore, the original ones. Tissot's, Rados, Seiko's, Casio. Guys, you're getting something with the finest engineering because your confidence level is high when you wear original. Just one fake watch is enough for a person to judge you, because at this age, people don't judge by pen or everything. At this time and age, it's always the watch. Get the original, not the fake.
In my previous video, I made mention of the fact that I don't condone wearing fake anything because you're trying to pass it off as the original without doing the work that it takes to get an original. There's a gentleman by the name of Pep Guardiola. He is the football manager of Manchester City Football Club. This man has achieved incredible things with Manchester City. And if you pay close attention to the brand of watch that's almost always on its hand, it is a Richard Mille watch. Pep Guardiola is worth about 100 million all told. He earns a salary of 20 million pounds annually, obviously with bonuses for achievements with his football club, etc., etc. And he's a man that has done extremely well and done amazing things. And the reason I bring this up is that he has all of these luxury Richard Mille watches, but that's because he has produced results and he is a high functioning master of the universe type dude that has earned that. I would feel some type of way to be rocking a fake Richard Mille watch, knowing that they're absolute beasts, high level, high functioning top achievers that can achieve the thing that I aspire to have, but with the actual results of having it. So ultimately for me, that's where I stand. Fakes are an absolute no-go. Achieve what you want to achieve and do it legitimately, do it fairly, do it properly, and wear whatever you've got with pride. If you have another legitimate reason for wearing a non-original, that's cool too, I suppose. Who am I to judge? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button because I'm still trying to run these numbers up and get to my goal of 1,000 subs. Thanks for watching. Peace.